Welcome to this InTouch Sales and Marketing Automation presentation. For our purposes, Sales and Marketing Automation is where we take our sales and marketing process and automate it. However, in order for this to be successful, first we need to have a sales and marketing process, not just some ad hoc sales and marketing activity. We need a process that takes prospects through your sales and marketing funnel, from the top to the bottom. Some will take different routes and some will exit along the way. We need to design a sales and marketing process, one that gets consistent results, one that takes prospects from initial interest through to becoming a customer, and then takes them from being a customer to being a repeat customer. Ideally, we're creating several variations of the process to meet the needs of our different groups. This doesn't have to be difficult. It may only be a small amount of personalization to ensure each person gets the right information and a more personalized follow-up. Whilst there are some complex and expensive systems on the market for automating your sales and marketing, we believe that there's an alternative. We call this Simple Sales and Marketing Automation. Simple Sales and Marketing Automation takes the 20% of features that will power 80% of the value. So you don't need deep pockets or a dedicated team to run your system. You just need to complete a simple setup and set it live. Then, once you see what works well and what doesn't, you can refine your system for optimum results. We're looking to get prospects from the top of our funnel to the bottom. Automation powers this process. So let's take a look at an example of what we mean by a sales process. Let's visit our friends from the Small Business Growth Formula, Unreal Homes. This is their website, and this is where they're capturing leads. So let's take a closer look at their sales and marketing process. Unreal Homes have identified 4 main product areas that help define the interests of their target market. They are traditional kitchens, contemporary kitchens, traditional bathrooms, and contemporary bathrooms. Unreal Homes have a number of different lead generation activities going on. They receive inquiries from online advertising, newspaper ads, local directory listings, referrals, and events. So as you can see, things could get out of hand pretty quickly. That's why they feed all of these inquiries into a system, then let that system power the follow-up. The key to successful follow-up is collecting the right information at the point of inquiry. So as an example, let's look at how Unreal Homes collect inquiries from their website. Unreal Homes have areas of their site dedicated to each product area, so they can collect contextual-based data or specific data from a form. We'll take a closer look at these 2 types in a minute. Firstly, we have contextual data. This is where we use several different web forms for each area of the site. For example, we've got 4 key product areas. We can put a different form on each. Then, when a user makes an inquiry, we know within what context they were browsing our site. Then we have specific data, where we can collect preferences using form fields such as radio buttons and checkboxes. So in the first example, contextual data, we have 4 forms that each feed into a different automated campaign that is tailored to information around that product area. So one for contemporary kitchens, one for traditional bathrooms, etc. So what happens when someone is added to an automated campaign? The automated campaign is set up in advance to power the prospect through the funnel and ensure that the correct follow-up happens. These steps can include any of the following: adding to a group, removing from a group, sending an email, creating a task, creating a lead, sending a text message, and removing from a campaign. For the purposes of our example, let's look at what happens when someone completes the form in the traditional bathrooms area of Unreal Homes' website. A user completes the web form in the traditional bathrooms section of the site. The user gets added to the traditional bathrooms campaign. Within the campaign are a number of steps that ensure the right follow-up happens. These are just some example steps. You can have as many or as few as you like. First, create a lead in the system which can be tracked through the sales pipeline. Second, a task is created to alert a member of staff to send a brochure out. When done, they mark the task as completed. Third, another task is created for 7 days' time for their sales guy to phone the contact and see if they have any questions. From that call, he can then create further follow-ups to the lead. Fourth, a thank you email is sent informing them of the traditional bathrooms brochure is on its way. Fifth, an email all about traditional bathrooms is sent after X days. 6. The contact is invited to the next Bathrooms Open evening preview event after Y days. Another info email is sent after Z days. At the end of the flow, there's been no progress. The contact is moved to a new ongoing nurturing campaign. The automated campaign helps power prospects through your sales and marketing funnel. We can also get more complex and move prospects from one campaign to another, but we'll look at that later. Now, let's look at our second example, where we're collecting specific data. In our second example, a contact completes the brochure request form and tells us specifically what product area they're interested in. From the brochure request form, the contact can be added to a generic follow-up campaign that is personalized with the data from the field. Or we could use the data to put them into a group that will later allow us to invite them to an event or send them to the latest offers relevant to their interest. This time, we can either send out a generic brochure or in the task, check their preferences and send the relevant brochure. We can also use the data from the specific data gathered and insert that into the email. For example, thank you for your inquiry. We'll send out a brochure on traditional bathrooms to you as soon as possible. So what are the elements of simple automation within InTouch? We're going to use automated campaigns to power a series of actions that happen in a set sequence. These actions include adding to a group, removing from a group, sending an email, creating a task, creating a lead, sending a text message, or removing from a campaign. In addition to these actions, we've created some triggers, such as clicking a link in an email, information that can be used to start an automated campaign. Using just these simple actions, we can build some very effective automated campaigns. So let's look at some practical examples. In this example, a user completes a brochure request from the kitchen section of the website. This adds them into a linear automated campaign that has a series of actions. They are segmented into a group. They are sent emails and tasks that are created in the system for the team members to action, like sending a brochure or calling to make an appointment. In our second example, the contact completes a form to receive a white paper. They are added to a single linear automated campaign. They are sent the white paper by automated email. Then they are sent a follow-up email. If the user clicks on a specific link in the follow-up email, they are added to a second campaign. This automated campaign creates a lead and sets some tasks to follow up by phone. At the same time, the user remains in the first automated campaign. Our next example is the same as the previous one, but instead of staying live in both campaigns after the link is clicked, they are added to a new campaign and removed from the old one. Our final example is a date-based automated campaign. Here we have an event, an open evening. We segment our database and add all the relevant contacts into our date-based campaign. We then use the date-based campaign actions to send out reminders before and follow-up communication after the event, all on autopilot. So as you can see, Automated campaigns are very simple but very powerful. So what now? Please take some time to review all the help videos and have a play with the system once it's all live. Plus, look out for our webinars on this topic to be announced soon. If you want to make the most of these new automation features but would like some help, then please get in contact with support about an assisted setup. There is a small charge for an assisted setup, but the value gained is massive. To your success.